أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وتلك حجتنا آتيناها إبراهيم على قومه نرفع درجات من نشاء إن ربك حكيم عليم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي فالحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ثم ما بعد. Assalamu alaikum Quran Weekly. Today I want to share something with you about Ibrahim alayhi salam that is not commonly understood, and some people actually even get so confused about it messes them up in their faith. First and foremost, Ibrahim alayhi salam looked at the sun and the moon, and he looked at, and he said, this is my Lord. And this, but it can't be, it sets. And these are also ayat of the same surah, of Surah Al-An'am. But I want to share a clarification with you. Ibrahim alayhi salam is one of the most intelligent human beings that ever lived. It's not literal that he saw the sun and got excited and started worshipping it, and the moment it set, he said, I didn't realize it sets. I can't worship that. Oh, but the moon is so shiny, I should go for the moon. But then the moon disappeared, and I don't know. Morning came and the sun disappeared. I didn't realize it's not that permanent. That it's a demonstration of the stupidity of shirk. He's not actually believing in these things, he's demonstrating. How silly can you be that you believe in these things? Now, in doing so, obviously he's offending. If you consider the sarcasm, he's offending his people. He's going right at them. And later on, he gets even more offensive. And he goes and he destroys the idols, doesn't he? He destroys all the idols and leaves the axe in the big one's hands. And when they ask, he said, فَاسْأَلُوا كَبِيرًا مِنْهُمْ, ask the big one among them. Now you notice that other prophets don't do this, right? Other prophets don't go break idols. They don't go destroy the temples of the idol worshippers. The Rasul ﷺ didn't do that until after Fath Makkah, but in his stage of da'wah he didn't do that. He didn't do that as a tool of da'wah. He never did. There were actually, I spoke to a person from one of the countries in the Muslim world, I'd rather not name, where there were a bunch of really excited young men who said, we're going to revive the sunnah of Ibrahim alayhi salam. So they went into a temple and they destroyed the idols. Because they live in a country where there are some people of different religions, and some religions have temples with idols in them. They went and destroyed the idols, and they said, we're reviving the legacy of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Look at how Allah responds to that. Because somebody might even say, look, your religion teaches intolerance. Your prophet, he goes and he destroys the sacred sites of other religions. How can you defend yourself? Allah Azza wa Jal is enough to clarify, not just for the non-Muslims, for the Muslims themselves. Look at what he says. تِلْكَ حُجَّتُنَا آتَيْنَاهَا إِبْرَاهِيمَ. That in fact is the way we made a case, or it was our way of making a case, that we had in particular and exclusively given to Ibrahim. In other words, you can never use that line ever again for anybody else. تِلْكَ حُجَّتُنَا آتَيْنَاهَا إِبْرَاهِيمَ عَلَى قَوْمِهِ, against his nation. Not لِقَوْمِهِ, for his nation. Allah Azza wa Jal sends people for a nation. With Ibrahim alayhi salam's people, Allah sent a particular admonition, and this was a case made against them. And it was particular to Ibrahim alayhi salam. It cannot be repeated again. In light of the ayah. And some people say, well, what about the comparison between that and the Rasul of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, who destroyed the idols when Makkah was conquered? Well, actually, when Makkah was conquered, it was the time of the punishment. It wasn't the time of da'wah. When Makkah was conquered, this is when a nation is defeated by Allah's help, then that nation is annihilated. It's destroyed by Allah's will. But Allah only chose to destroy their false faith, but not them. So this was actually a mercy given to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and not a punishment. It's the other way around. In the case of Ibrahim alayhi salam, however, it was something very, very specific given to him to make a case against very difficult people. It seems as though those people were very hard to communicate with. So Allah gave Ibrahim alayhi salam certain tactics that were never given to any other prophet. And that's why he put it in this way. وَتِلْكَ حُجَّتُنَا آتَيْنَاهَا إِبْرَاهِيمَ عَلَى قَوْمِهِ نَرْفَعُ دَرَجَاتٍ مَنْ نَشَاءُ. And never think less of Ibrahim alayhi salam, because in this ayah Allah says, we raise the ranks of whoever we want. Darajatin man nasha. We raise in ranks whoever we want. Wallahu inna rabbaka hakimun alim. No doubt your master is full of wisdom, all knowledgeable. In other words, even that strategy for that time was the most wise strategy. It was still the one full of wisdom. Doesn't matter what other critics say. We stand by the legacy of Ibrahim alayhi salam. For his time, it was the perfect thing to do, and that is why Allah revealed it to him. This is the kind of confidence and reliance we have to have, not only in revelations, but also in the legacies of our prophets ﷺ. And we should never feel like we have to respond to critics to justify the behaviors of our prophets. It's not this way. The prophets didn't come so we could justify them. The prophets came so other people would have to justify their falsehood. It's the other way around. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us love, respect, honor, and even pride in all of our messengers alayhimu salatu wasalam. Barakallahu li wa lakum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum everyone. If you benefited from these reminders, please support Quran Weekly by clicking the link below.